House cats are a contradiction. They've been living with people since the beginnings of civilization. And yet they've become domesticated without losing their essential catness, their independence, their ability to live without us. But they obviously do like people, and a lot of people obviously like them. People and cats. It's a partnership. It's a partnership that can start young. But cats have shorter lifespans than humans and have to do without the luxury of a long childhood. A baby the age of these kittens, 6 weeks, is not able to run and jump and explore. And by the time the kittens are 5 months old, much younger even than this baby, they'll be adults. But for now, life is crammed full of adventures. At just 6 weeks, they're fast developing the full range of cat skills. They just need to perfect them. The simplest of toys can be educational, helping to practice hunting, for example. And more important for a house cat, to bond with humans. If they don't do it now, they never will, and will grow up wild. That human bond has served cats well. As humans have increased in numbers, so have house cats. Now, there are around 450 million cats on the planet, making the house cat the most successful cat species of all. And it hasn't meant losing their independence. They can live at the center of the human world or out at its edges. A house cat still has all the physical qualities that its wildcat ancestors had. Their spring and agility. Their ability to avoid injuring themselves when they fall. By using their righting reflex, their valuable knack of automatically turning in the air and landing safely on padded feet. House cats, like cats in the wild, never do more than they have to and can spend up to 18 hours a day just sleeping. In the wild, cats tend to hunt at night, and house cats still have the eyes for that. Eyes that enable them to see in light 6 times dimmer than humans can manage. Centuries of domestication haven't changed the house cat's size drastically. All of them are about the same in that respect. But among the pedigrees, there are plenty of other distinctions, often engineered to satisfy certain, sometimes inexplicable human tastes. But cats, unlike almost any other domestic animal, look and behave much as they did in the wild. Their relationship with humans is a partnership. It's a partnership that can be traced back almost 4,000 years to one of the world's first civilizations, ancient Egypt. In the houses and on the streets of Egypt today, there's a certain kind of cat, slim and sinewy, that's very like the first cats to associate with man. These could be the cats that the earliest Egyptians bred and eventually even worshipped. And this is their ultimate source, the North African wildcat, a cat that could adapt to change. Egyptian civilization grew out of the invention of farming. People began to store grain, which attracted rodents. Rodents attracted wildcats. The cats were welcomed as hunters and scavengers, and a working alliance between cats and farmers was formed. Eventually, cats came to live with people in their houses. Domestication was a bargain struck between equals, and we never controlled them. Yet even today, we do not seem to fully realize this. Karen Overall is a specialist in animal behavior at the University of Pennsylvania.
We don't understand cats, and it's interesting because they've lived with human civilizations for thousands of years. And part of the problem is that we didn't actually, quote-unquote, domesticate them or develop them as a domesticated animal the way we did dogs. We let them be with us because they were really good hunters. They took care of rodents, and therefore they took care of disease. I mean, the plague was largely limited in some areas because cats killed the rats that carried the fleas that carried the plague. So we were more than willing to have cats sort of be with us, to have this sort of almost hands-off relationship with them. But we never really worked with them and domesticated them for specific behaviors. You'll never see a cat herding sheep like a border collie does. You won't see them being a seeing eye cat. Although they can be terrific companions, I don't think anybody would really want to rely on a cat for that type of skill. They're extraordinarily smart, and they've retained all that catness. They are totally individual, and we don't give them enough credit for that.
There are 37 species of cats today, and the first thing people recognize in any of them is their fundamental catness. The way they move, the way they tend to live and hunt alone, the way, unlike other carnivores such as dogs and bears, they feed exclusively on meat. And the reason people recognize this catness is that they have cats living among them.